Hi everyone, it's Royal Klein and you're watching the recap and review of season 8 of Smallville. Spoilers ahead. So this is the season where everything changes because at the end of season 7 we're saying goodbye to Lex, we're saying goodbye to Lana, and we're saying goodbye to Lionel Luthor. So a lot of characters saying goodbye, and season 8 we have new characters. We have Tess Mercer, we have Davis Bloom. I think Oliver Queen is now technically series regular if he wasn't already, and so is Ashton, whatever his name, but the one who plays Jimmy Olsen. Well, I said Oliver Queen anyway. I didn't say that Justin Hartley, so I don't know what I'm doing. So it's like so many things are different because right away in season 8, you know, Clark starts right away working at the Daily Planet, and I think they were like, it's finally time, like things are different, like he has to work at the Daily Planet, and they were smart, you know, in a way like Lois worked first at the Daily Planet, which is like, you know, what is in the comics, like that's what it's supposed to be. So in a way it's a very big transition, and I feel like it was slower, but this time it just felt really fast. Like right away he's working cases with Lois, like right away, and it feels very different. It feels more episodic, like all those like detective shows. Like it feels that way in a way where they're like solving cases, but they're writing about it really in the process of solving cases and saving people on the side. And then right away they also like get into like the chemistry of like Lois and Clark, and I thought it was like more of like a slow, what is it called? Slow, you know, it's like slower, like it's a slow longing, what you know what I'm saying, but it didn't feel, it felt like, but it is slow for them to like then get there, but then it like, but the fact that there already like is the feelings just felt fast. Like I feel like it's supposed to be slow burn. Is that what it is? I don't know. And then Tess Mercer was added. And when you look at her backstory, like, does it make sense why she's CEO? Like, I think in last season we find out kind of more why Lex made her CEO. But, you know, in a way, like, she was a marine biologist or something. And she was, like, you know, worked her way up in the company. But, like, she was, like, definitely not on next in line to be a CEO. And probably was still young. And I feel like there could be better people. But whatever. That's weird that she then like takes this mansion. Like what? Just because she's CEO. Then also the fact that like, of course then she has a backstory with Oliver, so to bring that in, like of course everyone has a backstory together. I also think that, so what was I saying? So like Tess just like, because she has of all Lex and Lana's belongings, she like kind of learns about all the alien stuff from like what they wrote. But like it's weird that, and then she like feels like it's then her taking on like, oh, you know, if I saw the thing I'd be like okay, or like be maybe a little bit into it, but then to like just try to take in this role and then kind of know right away that it's like Clark, it's just like, it's like but I think maybe they're like trying to change it up. And then there's also this thing where it's like, is she good or is she bad? Like she tries to be good, but then you're like, she does some questionable things at the end of season 8, so it's like kind of like, but I think they like, you know, they wanted another female character because, you know, they were losing Lana, and so they wanted another female character, and you know, I think they still wanted to bring in that like Luthor side. I don't know what their plan was with this. So I guess I should talk about Lana coming back, because when you think about it, like there were like probably like 5 episodes in season 7, like Kristen wasn't in, and so maybe it was like this thing where she had to come back to like fulfill the end, just like fulfill those 5 episodes, or like I don't know, maybe they just, I don't know, they just felt like her story wasn't over and they just wanted to bring her in a few more episodes. I'm not exactly sure like how they decided that, or like who decided it, or if they wanted her for longer, like I don't know. But I mean, it's really sad, like it's so sad, but it's kind of like, why didn't they fight more for it? And because obviously she wasn't coming back. But you know, it's kind of thing where I thought like he was really sad after Lana left at the end of season 7, and this like the next episode he was kind of like fine after everything happened, and I kind of wanted to see him like struggle with it at least for an episode. I don't know. And then like can't believe like Lex is not like fully dead, and then it's like kind of this big thing about like killing him, and it's just like, you know, like I talked about how season 1 it was so innocent, like no one even died, but like now as the seasons went along, like so many people died, so many people died. And so the fact that like then they make this whole big thing, like people are still dying left and right, but they make it this whole big thing about like not killing someone, when it's like this person literally is bad, this person's like a murderer, and you're still not gonna kill them. So then it's like, then they like have Oliver Queen go through like such a hard time, which you see more in season 9, and maybe I'm now getting it confused because I did start season 9, but you're seeing him have a go through a hard time because he did kill Lex, when it's like it's he, in the end, I don't know, like they, I feel like they didn't know what to do with the story, so they just like made it, he was struggling with that, I don't know. And then yeah, so Davis Bloom was added, and so it was kind of like, you know, this season kind of reminded me with like whole Chloe thing, it kind of reminded me when like Nina Dobrev left the Vampire Diaries, and like Bonnie was like the main female character, and so like all the guys are like kind of obsessed with Bonnie, like in a way it was like Damon was like obsessed with Bonnie, but like as a friend. So like Clark is obsessed with Chloe like as a friend, and then Bonnie had Enzo, I think, and then did she have anyone else? I think that might have been it, but there still was like that obsession around her, and like she's the lead and like kind of thing. And so in this way it was like, you know, Chloe's with Jimmy, Chloe's marrying Jimmy, but then she also had like this other male character who was obsessed with her, so she was like the center, and it kind of reminded me of that. But it was just, I mean, I'm sure like with this whole doomsday thing, like I'm sure that like that was in the comics, but it's weird that they were like, then even like Tess Mercer said like, oh, Lex and Lionel thought like they were your greatest evil, when it's really just this doomsday that was like, and then that's your like greatest opponent. And I feel like still like the comics, it's probably is Lex, and they were just saying that because he's now gone, and they need to have like a great evil, a great big evil. And I don't know if it's like they didn't want to bring this character back, or they just felt like the story was just for 1 year and they like already were planning what to do with season 9. I don't know, but like then in the end, like also like the whole like them killing him thing in the end like was so annoying. But then in the end, like technically that like monster and him just like kind of blew up. Like it's just like, I don't know. And it was like crazy that like him and Chloe, just like the whole situation was crazy. And then it was kind of really sad when like Jimmy and Chloe kind of broke up, so there's just like elements to that. And so yeah, Lois and Clark, like they almost got together, but then Lana came back, and they were like kind of weird. It's kind of weird, and I didn't realize, like I see this beginning of season 9 too, like I didn't realize I was watching this 2 other times before, like they're like, oh, you stood me up, like they're like very blunt about it, like everything, when it's like I thought like it was like a little bit more discreet. I don't know what I'm saying. Am I missing anything else? I don't know. Oh, here's the important thing. Clark starts saving people as the red and blue blur, so he starts doing that, and he like does that thing where he talks to Lois on the phone as a red and blue blur, which is kind of crazy because like it's especially like with Lana in the past, the fact that like then Lois, you see this season 9 too, she's like, I like Clark, but I also like the blur, and it's like they're the same person. So isn't he like as the blur mad that like she's like cheating on him as Clark? Like you'll see that in season 9, but isn't it like, I don't know. So let me know if I'm missing anything else, but that's my recap and review of season 8 of Smallville. I feel like when we talk about like, you know, the level of seasons, this season just feels so much different than other seasons because we're losing 2 of our like biggest, like Lex and Lana were like literally the 2 biggest characters behind Clark. So it's like it feels very different, and I definitely, you know, it's, I think maybe in the middle, like I do feel like the season is good, but like I don't know, like other seasons are better. So I don't know. Comment below your thoughts and feelings about season 8 of Smallville. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.